welcome back to another video. Sorry that I've been MIA for a little while. I have been working on some Team Juno videos, so if you want to check them out, got a couple of examples here and here. Links will be down in the description below. I've also had the privilege of doing a little bit of casting. I got to cast the East Asian finals and then a week later onto Worlds, so that was a lot of fun as well. And finally, I also did manage to get myself a new PC, which means I will be able to stream my set 11 games when the set does finally go live. And speaking of set 11, that is what today's video is all about. I'm going to be showing you how to transition out of set 10 and into set 11. So with a new set, we have to say goodbye to basically all of the champions. There might be a few reprints, but nothing will be identical. As well as augments. Augments are sticking around, however, we are going to be saying goodbye to a lot of the augments that you know and love, just to make room for new ones. And the biggest change of all is that as we head into a new set, we are saying goodbye to the headliner mechanic, as that was exclusive to set 10. So now when you're looking for your upgrades, you're going to have to get them the old-fashioned way, as there will be no guaranteed headliner or any of the sorts in set 11. And finally, to accommodate for this, I do believe the champion pool sizes are going back to what they were in all of the previous sets. This is mainly just to accommodate for the fact that it's harder to find your 3 stars when there's no headliner. So the new set mechanic coming in set 11 is going to be the encounters. So encounters are essentially champions that appear on your board up to 5, I do believe, every single game. And these are similar to regions where they will alter the game for everyone in the exact same manner, some of which will give you a little bit of agency. For example, when playing around Zyra, you actually get to choose which components you get, versus Wukong, who will just give you a bunch of items and you don't get much of a say. So what this means going into set 11 is that you need to be a little bit dynamic about how you play each game depending on which encounters you face. And because it's very similar to regions, if you're coming from set 10, then you shouldn't have too much to worry about. Of course, there's going to be a whole bunch of new traits and champions, all of which you can find online, as all of this information is now public. If you want to spend a little bit of time before PB or live prepping, then I would recommend just looking at the different champions and seeing some of the new traits and abilities. A lot of these champions are going to be reprints, so if you're getting a little bit overwhelmed with all of this new information, then what I would recommend doing is looking at some of the champions that are essentially just reprints. For example, we have Kaylin as a 1 cost, has already been seen in previous sets. Kindred as a 2 cost was already seen in set 4 as a 3 cost, and because the champions that are reprints don't have too much variation, it allows you to spend a little bit more time worrying about the new ones. And everything I've just said about champions can be applied to traits as well. For example, we already have Dragon Lord, which is basically just Tempest from a previous set, and there is also the Heavenly trait, which is basically Guild from a few sets ago as well. So if you've been playing for a little while, then you're going to be having a little bit of a head start, as a lot of these champions and traits are reprints. And the final thing that's a little bit unique to set 11, I guess, is the Exalted mechanic. It essentially is just a trait, but the champions that match this trait change every single game, so you'll be able to just scout that out and see which ones match, and then if you play around this, it's just going to be giving you a little bit of an econ injection. Nothing too crazy to worry about, but it is kind of unique to set 11. The first thing you can do, of course, is just read up on all of the information that's publicly available, so you have access to all the new champions, the new traits. Just get yourself familiar with that, and then once you've done all of that, you can actually start to playtest it. So once PvE drops, I do believe very soon, you'll have 2 whole weeks to prepare and be able to practice before ranked goes live. If you don't know anything about PvE, just Google League of Legends PvE account. You can create one, download the client, and then you'll be able to playtest the game for 2 weeks before it goes live. The biggest change in preparation that you're going to have to make in set 11 is learning how to play without headliners. So previously we saw a lot of players who would just focus on their items, and then because they know they were guaranteed to get 3 copies of a unit when they do their roll down if they get the specific headliner, it made it a lot easier to not only play around the reroll comps but also go fast level 8. So starting off by talking about the reroll comps is, unless you get a lot of natural early copies, it's going to be very hard to hard force something. So for that reason, you need to be a little bit more open-minded when it comes to playing around the reroll lines, and it's based on what units you get as well as the itemization. As well as the reroll comps being affected, Fast 8 is going to be a lot harder this set. So previously we saw a lot of players basically just skipping level 7. They'd stay level 6, make 50 gold, go into Wolves, level up for 1 turn, and then 4-2, they'd skip straight to level 8 and then do their roll down. This is because you were guaranteed basically to get a 4 cost headliner, which would stabilize your board. and this is no longer the case. So what this means is that it's going to be a lot more prevalent to do your level 7 roll down. You're going to actually have to roll down until you stabilize your board on level 7, then you can go to level 8 a little bit later, usually going to be on 4-5 or 5-1, unless of course you do have an econ augment. So keep that in mind when you finally do get to practice on PvE, that you need to kind of adjust your playstyle. If you've been playing in previous sets before set 10, then you're going to have to kind of go back to those ways, as playing around the headliner is definitely something that we've had to adopt to, but now we need to kind of get rid of that mindset and then look forward to the future. And that is the end for my quick intro video to set 11. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you're interested in seeing me playtest this game, I will be streaming some of my PvE games once that goes live, as well as my ranked grind when the set goes live onto main. If you're looking to be competitive with the set, then I recommend checking out my Discord down below, as I'm always happy to discuss anything TFT related, as well as the fact that the org I'm a part of, Team Juno Discord, will be down in the description below, which has access to a lot of resources as well as other players who are all in a similar boat to me. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.